So this is how you make thumbnails using this Photoshop-like website. This website is called photopea.com. So once you go to your browser, you type photopea.com, you would find an interface like this. You don't need to install this software or anything like that. You can basically edit right from your browser. So once you have this interface, what you need to do is click on new project so we can start our creation. So want to make thumbnails for YouTube. You can basically do any other thing you want here. So you have different social media templates right here, and you can even take some pre-made designs and work on them if you want. But I just want to show you how I make my thumbnails. If you've been watching my videos on my main channel, you notice that my thumbnails are somehow getting much better than they used to be, because thumbnails are actually very important when you want to be successful with YouTube or anything online where you have to like make graphics. It's really important to make sure that your thumbnails are good or they are catchy or popping up. So this is the YouTube ratio or measurement, aspect ratio, or what they call it. So you just select that and you want to click on create. So this is basically where our magic starts. I have this loading tab right here. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but I'm just going to refresh it and see if it is still there or not. Sadly, it is still there, but hopefully you don't find that. I notice that this happens most times when I use the system and then close it, or I do not close it properly. Oh, luckily it's gone. Beautiful. So again, you want to click on new project and you want to select the ratio. We are going to continue with YouTube because we want to make a YouTube thumbnail. So we click on create and this is the interface. So this is going to be our background and it's going to allow us edit just like Photoshop. So most things here are the same with Photoshop, but I actually just prefer to use this because I can edit on my browser and somehow I just feel like it's easier than Photoshop. Technically it's not easier, but I just feel this way. So now we have our template, and making a YouTube thumbnail is basically simple. You just need some things to put for people to understand what your video is about. So the first thing we need to do is we want to go and get a photo or a photo of me. So I want to come to file and I want to click on open and place. So I had already taken this picture and I equally had removed the background of that picture. All right, so you can actually remove everything right here, but I don't want to make that I do not want to make this video too long or too confusing. So this is supposed to be like a very comprehensive basic beginner's guide to making thumbnail. I am actually a beginner myself, so I hope you understand. Thank you. So right here I have these pictures that I already removed the background. So I have this one of a MiFi that I bought recently, and I've been making videos about that MiFi. So you just take a picture of what you want to do and you remove the background. So to remove the background, you can just go to remove.bg. Remove.bg, you just upload your picture. Is going to help you remove the background, and that's what I basically use. It's faster than me using here and I just find it more convenient. So I just want to stretch this. You can just increase it by holding your mouse and dragging this to the top. You can move it anywhere you want, but as is customary with YouTube, I just want to keep it somewhere right here, and I want myself to be big enough because I want people to always remember me. I want you to always remember me. So I'm just going to drag it, and it's this big. And the next thing is we can add a background. So let me just make a simple background right here, but you can just go to Google, search for any background that you want. Basically, personally, I don't really like using Google. I like to like just do what I want. So you can come right here, click on this rectangle, and I just want to drag it and put it right here. So let me close that. So I just want to create a full rectangle that I am going to use as my background. So everything you create is going to be a layer right here. So I want to delete one of these shapes because we do not need them. This is going to be our background. So if I move this right here, you are going to see my picture come up in front like that. But as you can see, this background is too dark and it's very difficult to separate me from the background. I can actually add a gradient right here, but I would just prefer to just change the color of this background. So when you click on this layer, you can just right click on your mouse and you want to come to blending option. I should have done this from the start, but this is actually how I do it. It's funny, but you can come to color overlay. So when you click on color overlay, this is how you are going to change the color. So you click on it, you come to color right here. You can then select any of the colors you want. So let me keep it at somewhere right there. All right, so I'm just going to close that, and then we now have a background and I pop better now. So this picture I feel is too dull, so I want to like make it better or sharpen it. So again, I can click on blending option, and then I can add a drop shadow, and then I like to add an outer glow, and you can basically add a stroke if you want, but I don't really like stroke that much. But you can add a stroke, and you can just click on this stroke, come right here, change the color. Let's say I wanted to do white. I can just click on white, and you can see it's okay. You can come here and change the size of the stroke, or you can just drag this to change the size of the stroke. I'm going to leave it at let's say just 5. I think 5 is cool, and then you hit OK. As you can see, we are now beginning to come into shape. But this is not all. I want to edit that photo even more. So I want this photo to become brighter. So I want to come to filter right here. So first I like to sharpen it. So I add 2 sharpens just to make the photo come out better. So you can sharpen it twice, and then this just helps you get a better quality for the photo. So you want to come to image, you want to come to adjustment, you come to brightness and contrast. This is where you can increase the brightness of this of the photo. So you can say maybe 30, you can take the brightness to 30 and take this one to say maybe 10 or thereabouts. I don't really know the professional settings for this, so I basically just do it as I think is okay for me. As you can see, this is actually now quite bright, and then we want to come and add a text. So let's say I was making a review of this MiFi. All right, so you click on the box text here, or the text box, or the type 2, you click on it, and then you come on the canvas, and then let's say this is a Spectranet MiFi in Nigeria. So I'm just going to write Spectranet. All right, so I'm just going to increase the size. So you just increase the size by holding and dragging it, simple to the point. So you can put this anywhere you want. To help you align better, you can come to view, and you want to click on snap into layers, so that it helps you do some kind of alignment on its own. So we now have this text. To change the color of that text, you want to click on the text. You can actually do all this color editing from the very beginning, but this is basically how I do it. I do not have a reason why I do this, but this is how I do it. So you come to color overlay again. So the moment you click on color overlay, so it's going to take the main color from the one you already had. So I want to come here and then click on black. I want it to be black. Again, you can add a drop shadow on an outer glow to your text just to make it pop better, and you can highlight the entire text and then change the font type. I like to use Burbank Big, but you can select anyone you want. Again, you can equally upload your own fonts to this software. You can just come to load fonts and then just upload your font. But I'm okay with this, but if I wanted to adjust the size, I can equally come here, adjust the size of the text to whatever I want. So you can align it and do basically what you want from there. But I think this is fine. I do not want this video to be very lengthy, so I'm just going to be very snappy about this. So let's say we wanted to add a box. You can just come here, click on the rectangle again. If you wanted to add a box to that text, you can just highlight or just draw it this way. So before drawing, right from here, you can actually select the color you want, and then the stroke, you can select the pixel size. From here, you can select the color, the corner rounding. So let me do that. So if you want to use a corner rounding, so you can just drag it to wherever you want. I think my mouse is misbehaving, so I think that's fine. And then I click enter. I want to delete some of these shapes, so let me click on OK. So I want to delete some of the shapes right there. So we just have one shape, and you can move it right here. I think it's too small, so you can increase it or reduce it to whatever you want. So I'm just going to reduce the text instead. So you get the point. This is basically how it works. I'm struggling with my mouse, so let me. So you can reduce this text to fit into your box, and you want to put it right here, but I cannot see it because it's black and the shape is on top. So I just drag the layer from here, move it to the top so it can come on top. But again, I cannot see it because the color is black. So I want to change the color of the shape. Again, I click on blending option, I click on overlay. So I want to select the color that I want to use. So let's use white for this. All right, so that's not really white, but I think that should do. So come on, man. So you click on OK, and then you click on that, and as you can see, things are beginning to take shape. So things are beginning to take shape. So this is basically how you use this software, and we are almost right there. As you can see, we have SpectraNet and we have a decent thumbnail. To further make this thing finer, you can click on the shape, and you probably want to add a stroke to the shape, a drop shadow and stuff like that. This is basically my system. So you can add a stroke, to the shape, and you can add a drop shadow if you wanted. You can add an outer glow, which is all cool and fine. So we basically have something we can work with. So it just depends on your idea of what you want your thumbnail to be. So, but this is basically how you use this tool to create a YouTube thumbnail straight to the point and fast. So you can drag this to make it fit, or you can add an arrow. So you can just click on this, go to open and place, and bring an arrow right here. So I have an arrow I downloaded many months ago. So let me see if I can find that. So you can just download an arrow or any icon, and then you can just bring it right here. Everything you bring right here, you can actually edit to your taste. So I'm just going to put it right here, and I want to flip it to say 90. Let's go 90 again. Nope, let's go another 90. This actually is usually very confusing for me. So let's go 180 and see. Oh, let's flip horizontally. Yep. So you can rotate it and you point it right here. So this shape, you can equally edit it by clicking on blending options. You want to maybe add a stroke to make it pop, and you can equally add a drop shadow if you wanted, and blah blah blah, and you are fine. So this is basically how to use this software to create YouTube thumbnails. I hope this video helped you. I hope it actually does make this process easy for you. This software makes me feel like I'm working with Photoshop, and so far I've been experiencing better click-through rates across my YouTube channel because my thumbnails have become much better. than they used to be. So I hope this video helps you. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.